Welcome.
I'm humbled to be here, man.
Everything fine?
Everything, Chris.
All right. So you were a rapper. Yeah. Were you influenced by hip hop? And yes, if you were, what have you got to say about the demise of DMX?
You know, like hearing it is like, you know, because DMX is one of the people who really, you know, got us really loving the hardcore type of hip hop, like with my era. And I think, you know, when I heard the whole story, you know, I was really sad, but like he said, why must we always come from a humble beginning? We having nothing, but when you get there, you destroy yourself with the things that, you know, are not really good for you and all that, being the drugs. And I wish this never happened, but if you ask me, I would say he's now a loser. He died as a hero.
But for you as an artist, I know that mentioning, you know, pressure from record labels, from fans, camp, and all of that. Do you sometimes have as an artist, you know, do you sometimes go through the stress and the pressure?
In the sense that the pressure makes you want to take those things. Yes, it pushes you because you have your own problems and everybody's expecting you to be nice. And sometimes it's different. Like nobody really wants to understand you. They just want to see you the way they want to see you, and what matters to you really don't matter to them. Everybody want to see you and just feel what they really perceive about you all the time. And sometimes we go through a lot to the extent that the smiling don't do all. You know what I mean? Artists will do music and people will really listen to the music but can't really hear the artist cry. You understand? Sometimes in this music is where we put things that we go through on there, but people enjoy it, go with it, but not really listening to the artist himself. You know, and sometimes it gets to a point where you, the artist, you feel you're alone. You just feel like you're alone. Nobody really understands, because the problems or the stuff you're going through, if you want to put it out there, you don't look like it. So it makes you look like either you're a hypocrite or either you are not really working hard to get to where you have to get to, and a lot comes with it. So when people get into these things, I won't say it's the pressure. Some just love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes music can get you to meet your angel and it can get you to meet your Satan.
Music,
that's one thing, because it will expose you to a lot of people, and it depends on you what circle to join.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would say it all stands on you, the artist, where you're coming from, where you're going, what you're aiming at. Because when I came into this game, I met a lot of people who I still have some offers that can turn my life around.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it comes.
But the conditions attached is what you don't like?
They don't even tell you the condition, but you must be smart to know the conditions, because it's too nice to be, it's too real to be too good.
Really?
On the level, like, you don't just pick that bait thinking you're hustling or you're struggling, so you just have to take it. Because at the end of the day, when you take that, they come back and let you know what you also have to put in there. And sometimes they put you on a level where you wouldn't like to come down again.
Right.
So then you just have to continue and do what.
And that's why you succumb to.
That's the whole thing. And I always say one thing that I always say is, in this industry, we have the gospel and they call it the world music or whatever.
The secular music.
Yeah, but if there's a truth in this game, like, if you really want to understand this game and you want to win the hearts of everybody in the world, I'll tell you the best place to go is to go to the Satan. He owns the world, he rules the world. If you understand where I'm coming from, there's a way to do that. And if you really want to take your time and you know where you're going, it takes all the time.
There's a lot of conspiracy. There's a lot of, you know, speculations out there that, you know, people who are able to break into the industry easily, or people who are making, you know, waves, have sold their soul to the devil. Is this the assertion you're backing? Is this something, an opinion you also hold?
Yeah, it's part of it. It's part of it. And on the other side, I'm not saying, let me just be straight with it. I'm not saying the world is taking everything. The world owns everything. So if you want things in the world, you must do things in the world to get the worldly things.
Right.
You understand? And I'm not saying God can bless you for the whole world to see you, but if you understand where you're
if you want it quicker,
if you want it quicker, God, let me not use God, Satan, or you can have it quicker doing the right thing.
Right.
You can have it quicker doing the wrong thing. It can take you all the time whilst you're doing the right thing. It can also take you all the time whilst you're trying to cut it short.
Right. Okay. So, Kwesi, Gray has made some, interesting points. First of all, just quickly, I just want to, get your opinion on this very particular, assertion about how people believe that to make it easily, you have to sell your soul to the devil. And remember how Illuminati became popular, and even Sarkodie had to go through that whole discussion and having to do a song on it.
I think that I have been in management for quite 25 years of my life.
A long time.
A long time. And I agree with some of the things that he's mentioned. For example, the parts where he says that musicians put their emotions and their pains in the songs that they compose. But then people listen to the songs and they don't hear the cries of the musicians.
I mean, it's the musicians' cry, it's not their cry.
Exactly, and I can testify that. I remember with one, Stella Dugan, Stella C, remember those times?
Yes.
When she did the song Jimmy Tata, Jimmy Kwank, and if you go to listen to that song, at that moment that she did that song, it was one terrible moment
in her life.
And then the song came, and people were crying in their houses that they were not even looking at her at all. And she was carrying her cross day in, day out, and all that kind. And she was going through a lot of misery at that times and everything. And I agree with it. But you see, the part of, there are a few comments that he also made that you have to sell a soul because of society, because of that. I disagree with some of them. Because you see, we've always had musicians by this table. And when they come here, one of the things they tell us is that music is an inspiration. If it's an inspiration, then why do you have to sell yourself to somebody?
No, but
because you were inspired.
So making the music, making that inspirational, being inspired to make that music is one thing. But perhaps promoting the song and getting whatever you desire from that song is another.
That is why so when we say musicians should work hard, what are we talking about? Working hard means that putting a lot of effort into marketing yourself, into creating yourself, into developing. If it's about composition, working hard to bring yourself out, letting the world know what I am made of. If it's about performance, you get opportunity, you mount on stage, give us performance, give us who you are, tell us this is me, and give us the performance so that people can patronize your product. So it has a lot of things to do with the individual than maybe other external forces. Because I have never seen no juju man can help you to win Grammy. If it works like that, then the people who are, then I dare anybody that is watching me outside there, that if anybody thinks that Satan can help you to go and win Grammys, that person is I'm here to meet that person. It's a lie. It doesn't work like that. It is hard. Something is hardware, you need to go through something. Can anybody tell me that you can? Yes, maybe you can go through juju to tear your fingers, maybe, but even that one, like what we do, hear people say, you're quoted in a church muscle and all that kind of thing. Yo, I've seen some people do that and they are poor to the poor core. They don't have nothing.
And their music is not popular.
Their music is not popular. Their music is not popular. So I'm saying that the three key elements of marketing, producing, and selling, well, instead of depending yourself on this external force, that this thing, regardless of what you want, if you want to get plenty, you need to depend upon this external force to achieve this. I will tell every musician that, look, depend upon yourself and your internal ability to be able to deliver on set targets. Because it's possible. The same keyboard that is used to produce Whitney Houston, I Always Love You, it's the same one Brother Sammy came to sit there the last time and produced that song, that bomb of a song for us to hear.
Okay.
So,
all right.
that bomb of a song.
Okay. All right. Okay. Arnold, so I think there's been two divergent opinions.
Yeah.
And where do you stand on that?
I stand with Kwesi Ernest. The issue about juju, artists selling their soul, is all about conviction and what you believe in. And once you believe in it, you give prominence to that element that you believe in. But over the years, I've never believed in juju or external factors actually playing a pivotal role in your career. It's all about hard work. However, I do not want to rubbish those who actually have belief or conviction in juju or a certain God factor or whatever
or
deity that they believe in.
Or occultic.
Yes, I do not want to rubbish it.
Yeah.
But personally, I do not believe it. I believe it's all about hard work and the effort that you put in ensuring that your career is on a certain level. Because mind you, I mean, juju, if juju works, then those people who actually go to juju should be up there. But clearly, we understand.
I think we know. I know of a certain juju woman's son who is doing music, but and you know about
exactly. And you see, one thing I have noticed, and if Gay would admit, almost every high-profile artist to low-profile artist that I've seen, once they go out there to perform, they pray. Before they mount the stage, they actually pray to God.
No, they pray, but you don't know whom they are praying to.
They pray,
but you don't know whom they are praying to.
I've seen videos.
I like where he's coming from, and you know, we shouldn't just base this on what we see here as juju. It's the smallest part of it. It's
Okay, now you are making.
I say Christian the Kasa about Beye. Beye is the smallest part of everything. So when we boil everything down to juju, it shouldn't really be about spiritual. This thing we are in, it's all about circles.
So it's an organization.
It's an organization. What every circle believes in.
Right.
It's not just about what you pray to.
Right. So that's why I'm saying
about
that
their activities.
Right.
So his activity might be right, but on the other side it's wrong. My activity will be right here, on the other side it's wrong.
Right.
So it depends on what you want to see as. Let me just use the umbrella illuminati, because juju is.
So no, I think before you come, I think what actually defeated the point you were making was when you mentioned Satan. You understand? Then we would have to attribute everything, or would have to find roots for that. But then if you talk about an organization, sort of, which might have different names. I mean, recently the Freemason people have come out to say, listen, we are not that devilish or demonic as you see us to be. This is an organization made up of, well-respected, men in society. So if you're talking,
he was being metaphorical.
I was being
trying to align yourself to something.
And with what you're saying, not really saying like me using Satan. The whole basis of what we're saying is about light and darkness.
Right.
It's these two things: light, darkness. Who represents light? Who represents darkness? So I'll just use those names.
Right.
But we can't also sit here, right, and try to be real, because the more we try to be real here, we will make good people out there look bad to people who really cherish them.
Right.
Because this industry, if we really want to go straight to the point and really say what really it is, people that we have raised up and made them look like they are the Almighty.
No, but if you say
they lose hope in them.
When you say they are there, like, are you saying in terms of what? Moral righteousness, or in terms of what, really?
If I say moral, I might be wrong. If I say righteousness, I might be wrong. What is righteousness in the first place?
Right.
In the second place, what is moral?
Right.
Depends on where you are standing and how you understand it. But what I'm saying is, in this music, I've been in this music for 17 years. I've had the offers of do this and this will be right for you. Can you carry this travel and we will give you this?
Can you carry this travel? Let's be. You said
carry this like substance.
Okay, travel with a substance.
Travel with it, and you will give you this. I've been there.
Okay.
Then
you have those offers.
Then you have people who tell you, bro, if you really want to get there, this is what you have to do. And the good thing about it is, I would say no. It will take me about 5 years, and this person will be reigning, and everybody will be loving this person. I'll be down there. After 5 years, this person comes down there and asks me, yo, man, you're still here. How do you do it?
Okay. So if I get the point you're making, you're trying to say that the people we see them to have made a lot from music.
We see them say they've worked hard
and they've made a lot. Their monies are not necessarily coming from music.
Most of them are. It's not about where the money is coming from, because nobody cares where the money.
Okay, so it's about the sort of platforms they were able to get because they did A, B, C, D?
The platforms has been there already. All I'm saying is it's an organization.
Misconceived.
You have to be in Ghana. What I'm saying is not really certain because we haven't really gotten there. Okay. We haven't gotten that deep. We are just around here in the 19. But for where I'm projecting to, where they've gotten to is not what we sit here and do and you spirit and you say. It's a whole big deal. It's a whole big deal. And if we sit here and want to talk about it, someone out there won't even love to have their kids get into entertainment.
Okay. Right. So there's some deep...
That's the whole thing I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about... Okay, first of all, before we talk about... Is it Masem?
Yeah, Masem.
For you, you've been in music, yes. I mean, lots of people have heard of Yaw Grey and all of that.
That's right.
But you wouldn't say, in terms of categorization, you know, like we like to say A-list artist, B-list artist, whatever, you know, category would have. Where at the moment would you place yourself for yourself?
At the moment, I'll place myself where I am, and where I am is I'm trying to get back on my feet, to get back to the top there. And the difference between your A-list artist and myself is attention. They have attention, I don't have it. I'm working to get the attention.
Right.
You understand?
And how challenging has that been?
Yeah, it's challenging, and it's never been easy, and will never be easy. And there's always an easy way. But the easy way depends on how you want to do it.
But you don't want to go for the easy way.
No, I don't want to go for the easy way. I don't want to go for it. I'm that type that I get offers like, I want to feature you, like artists that I wouldn't love to mention their name, but I wouldn't do it because I also have where I'm coming from and how I want to put myself into the out there. So when you listen to Masem like this, I featured an like upcoming artist. Why? Because I saw something in him that might be what I wish the next 5 or 10 years. And if I'm not in the game and this guy is there and this guy is relevant, my name will still be relevant.
Right.
So with this mind is how I do stuff. And it's the hardest way though.
Right. Right. Okay. So I think that without much ado, we'll go and take a listen, or would see the video Masem, and he has Warlord on this one, and then we'll come back to talk about it, you know, proper. There's a lot that is said, and so maybe we'll have him another time to have a deeper conversation on that very one, or that very conversation. But this time we're talking about a song Masem, and clearly I'm sure there'll be a lot for us to, you know, consume in there. So Masem, Yaw Grey featuring Warlord. Enjoy.